SLMPD has recently had their hands full with young adults downtown. After close observation, one main ingredient was missing: relationships. Getting to know people in the areas they serve is vital. These neighborhoods are families and should be treated as such. So is it possible for an officer to turn from being a tyrant to understanding the community he or she serves? Let's find out in this episode of The Hood Report.
You do what you gotta do. And we follow and rally around you.
That's a legal seizure and search.
Hood Report.
You gonna open my door like that?
Yes, man. You're under arrest.
On June 18, 2023, there was a violent incident at an office building on Washington Avenue that injured 10 young adults and took another's life. There were hundreds of young adults at 15th and Washington, the location of the incident. We spoke with Nikki Barnes, a local female rapper, shortly after the incident. Tell us about the situation, Nikki.
So up until when me walking down the street, I heard a couple gunshots. I want to say roughly like about 5 or something like that. And then, you just see people like, oh my gosh. And I was like, what happened? And they was like, look up there. And I look up there and I see people just getting drugged out by ambulance trucks. It was just so crazy.
With the chaotic scene, it was difficult for police to maintain order. Challenging law enforcement's every request, the crowd did disperse without any further conflicts. A resident of Washington Avenue noticed the exchanges between the young adults and police. There was something in those exchanges that she found disturbing. Young adults taunting the police.
It's just very hard for us to fight for ourselves when it's stuff like this. And then you see young people taunting the police when they're trying to figure out what's going on. If there's multiple people shot, there's multiple people who've died. There's no reason for you to now choose the time to taunt the police.
Taunting the police isn't against the law, and fearless teens always push the envelope. Are they wrong? Could it be prevented? Or is it due to the lack of respect they receive from law enforcement? SLMPD has lost the basics of police work. If it's not a heavy hand, then they don't understand. Most officers that patrol the community are not from the community they serve. Therefore, personal investment in the youth would be far-fetched. Youth or downtown are not the only people affected by this issue. The disrespect from law enforcement runs rampant throughout the community as well. Most residents steer clear of law enforcement out of fear. Persistence usually pays off, so to get respect from law enforcement, you stand your ground and demand it.
Can I ask you guys something?
Yeah, what's up?
So I noticed you guys were following around police officers. Is this like a documentary or? There's nothing illegal, I'm just curious.
Being the change we wanted to see, we set out to change the mindset of officers and how they view the community. This was not going to be an easy task, but we put our most effective foot forward. Monitoring traffic stops and observing crime scenes, officers were usually overly aggressive. We worked on changing their behavior and attitudes toward the community by emphasizing the importance of de-escalating situations and understanding the needs of the public. We also encouraged officers to engage with the community and listen to their concerns. At the press conference for the incident on Washington Avenue, Police Chief Tracy said something that stood out.
Because we're trying to control behavior and make sure it doesn't get out of control. Trying to control behavior and make sure it doesn't get out of control. Control behavior and make sure it doesn't get out of control.
Is it really about controlling behavior or simply getting to know who's in your community? What the chief is attempting to do with our children has already been done on his officers. Let's show the chief what it looks like. Let's meet Officer Goldschmidt. At this crime scene where a resident fell asleep and crashed into a building, we could feel the pressure from law enforcement as we recorded. No words were exchanged, but body language let us know that SLMPD wasn't happy that a camera was on them. We were new to them at this point, but they certainly took notice. At this house fire, Goldsmith repeatedly checked out our crew. He could be observed peeking around fellow officers just to keep an eye on us. Not satisfied with being in one area and our team occupying a different space, he decided to walk over and stand directly in front of our camera. Could this be seen as aggression or intimidation? It's sure welcoming of a little taunting. SLMPD used Goldsmith as one of the department faces in this recruitment photo. It's captioned, "It's important that people trust the badge, and I must be a builder of that trust." After seeing that photo, I took my concerns to then Police Chief John Hayden. Their website portrayed Goldsmith as a hero, while on the streets, he was a villain. So this for the District 5 office?
Yes, sir. This is what's this District 5? You know, this is District 5. District 5.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So I see Officer Goldsmith over there.
There you go.
Yeah, Officer Goldsmith was in the recruitment video.
Okay, yes, sir. Yeah.
But Officer Goldsmith ride around, and every time you see me videotaping, he jump out and jump in front of my camera. Can we talk about that?
He jumps out in front of your camera?
Yeah, he stands in front of my camera. You know, you got a couple other officers in 5 too that, you know, stops me every time
What would be the
me,
purpose of standing in front of your camera?
Because they don't like the way I record. They don't like me recording. So is it against the law for me to record?
Absolutely not.
So is it who we're filming opposed to what we're filming? Goldsmith made his way over to our film crew at this shooting scene. Ironically, our crew was the only group to be pushed back as we arrived. At this point, he's really pushing his limits, infringing on our First Amendment. But to reach the goal of change, everything had to play out. As Officer Goldsmith demonstrating the professional behavior we expect from law enforcement, at this point, he is starting to become very unstable and overly aggressive. At this shooting scene, we heard the shots, so we were there almost immediately, as well as 2 SLMPD officers. As our team spread out to assist, our team member was able to render aid to the woman until paramedics arrived. Now arriving, but only fixed on our cameras, Goldsmith begins his rampage.
I'm going to ask you guys one time. There's the tape.
He was in the car.
Okay, you're not, and you're not in the car.
I helped
Get
save
behind.
him. You wasn't even here.
Go ahead and get back there. Come on, I'm not going to ask you.
You ain't got to ask me. I'm going.
I've got a very direct order to put you guys under arrest
You
for...
ain't got to put me under arrest.
Oh, that's what they told you? This attitude of bullying carried on for another year. If he demonstrates this type of behavior in front of a camera, what happens when one isn't around? Could citizens be less safe with an officer like Goldsmith patrolling their neighborhood? You good, man?
Yeah, they talking about somebody was stalking me or some shit. Now they following me. Like, what the fuck?
This could have been the one situation that brought insight to light. After this car chase on the west side, Goldsmith and his partner had no clue about their location. Fair enough, it's the end of a chase, but it's within your patrol area. How does one get lost in an area you should know? That's crucial. Law enforcement is considered to be part of the first responders. Called upon to help the community in times of need, some residents rely on the presence of police. There are other entities within the community that also provide assistance. The actions of Goldsmith were due to his lack of knowledge. He was unaware of our team's skill set and true intentions while on the streets. Did it require him to be so aggressive? Only he has the answer. We all should be able to serve the community without disrespecting each other. So were the young adults wrong for taunting officers? No, it's learned behavior. Some people treat you how they would want you to treat them. Others just treat you how they feel. In the end, we all walk away feeling some type of way.
You're on the north and west sides of St. Louis.
Yeah.
He's taking, he interviews folks like yourself and other people in the neighborhood to give people a sense of what it's like to live up here and be up here.
Huh?
So you document people's lives and what it's like to be up here and hang out here? Well, there's a lot of violence and a lot of criminal activity over there. You live over there, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. That's the kind of stuff I'd love to do, huh? Okay, well, ma'am, it was a pleasure meeting you.
If something happens, somebody got to be able to get them, and that's why we're here. All right. All right, Miss Pat. See you later.
And what happened to your Kia?
Nothing.
Nothing.
We can switch up Goldsmith.
Right.
You know.
You guys have a great day, okay?
Sometimes we like to ride heavy, sometimes we go light.
Got it. I was on your channel the other day. I like it.
All right.
Yeah, I appreciate what you do.
All right, now.
All right, you guys have a good day.
All right, man.
I wasn't expecting that. Goldschmidt is showing signs of improvement. Will it spill over to the entire community?
Got warrants. Nobody?
So if nobody's got a warrant, then everybody's going home.
All right. No tickets? Because we just paid.
The car does have to get fixed. It's dangerous to drive without a...
But I'm saying we just got through paying off 7 tickets. We're going to fix the window. We just can't do another, you know what I mean?
I appreciate that. I understand. And I'm not going to write him a ticket for it.
All right.
So I'm not going to write him a ticket for it. I'm going to let him go. If nobody's got a warrant, then they're going to go on their way without a ticket.
All right.
All right. So, but do me a favor. Make sure they get this window fixed.
I will.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We're going to sit right here, though, until we're going to make sure. I can semi-trust Goldsmith, but I don't know.
You can semi-trust. Hey, you start out with no trust.
You've earned a little bit, Goldsmith. You've earned a little bit, man. You've earned a little bit.
I still got a job to do. You know?
Look, enough where I can pull up and still be sitting in the car. Goldsmith, you know I'd have been over that fence by now.
If it was green.
Huh?
If it was green, you'd be over there.
Oh, if it was green, when I was over here, you'd have knew. I took my time and came around. They good though? They good? Hey, he said y'all free to go. Get in y'all car, man. Y'all free to go. Stop talking, get in the car.
See you, man. Have a good night. Hey, thank you.
All right.
We want to make it home to our families also. This has been Street Talk. I'll see you on the next one.